Hello everybody and welcome back to the show. This is not a show, but you will understand what I mean. Welcome back to the channel. This is HiWill. I am Will. In today's video, I will not react to anything. Actually, today I'm gonna be reviewing Season 1 of She-Ra and the Princess of Power. So this is the first time that I'm doing something like this. I'm a little bit nervous. Maybe you noticed, maybe not, but yeah, just gonna be me talking. Obviously with some like videos and whatever. You probably see some stuff on my reactions. But yeah, let's do it. I'm excited for doing a review and not a reaction, because I don't have to cut half of the things that I say. So yeah, I just want to tell you that I ended the show for like a week. Yeah, last week I finished the last episode of Season 1. I'm gonna start Season 2 right after this video, so yeah, I want to do this video without knowing anything about Season 2, so that's why I'm doing it before. Thank you guys so much for watching my reactions, for my oldest subscribers that have been here since the HiWill House, to the new ones that have come to with this show. I totally love talking with you guys in the comments. I feel like that's so good. Sometimes I'm like, should I do a live, just talk with people, but then I'm like, no, that probably takes a lot of time, and I don't know if people would like being engaged on that, so maybe later. One day later, I think I would like to do that. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching my reaction and for your comments, for your feedback, whatever it's good or not. I like to hear your opinions and stuff. So, yeah. Give it a like. Comment like your opinions on the show, because obviously I'm gonna be talking I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna talk a lot. I'm gonna talk some stuff. Maybe I will left something behind, you know, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the show back to give you like this. I know the show like, well, the first season, because I've been editing the videos and all, so I kind of knew. Maybe I forget something, but yeah, whatever. Give me just your opinions on the subject. Subscribe if you didn't already, because we're gonna start Season 2 right after this video, and yeah, I'm gonna do all the show because I like it. So if you were like unsure if I like the show or not, yeah, I like it. I love it. I want to Season 6 now. Yeah, okay. So with this said, let's do this. This is HiWill. No, it's not a goodbye intro. Oh shit. So without further ado, let's review Season 1 of She-Ra and the Princess of Power. Intro. The first thing that I wanted to talk is about this show being a reboot, and first of all I want to say sorry for what I said about the names, because I did know it was a reboot, but I kind of forgot that on my video, so I was like, the creators don't they do like, what's the thing with the names? And this is a reboot of a show that was on the 80s, so the 80s creators are the ones that did this. So I'm sorry for calling out the reboot creators for that, because obviously they didn't have like something to say on the subject. We were like, the things that you have to keep on a reboot, it's the names of the characters. Much more you can change with a reboot. And talking about the reboot, like, I don't know at all the 80s show. I never watched it. Think I will never will. Maybe after I watch Season 5 finale, I'll do like a little fun video. I'm not gonna watch everything, but I can watch like the first and the last, just to see like what I get and what I don't. But yeah, the first thing I would like to talk is like how hard is like doing a Season 1 and a reboot. First of all, I know this show, as the other reboots, probably has a lot of hate by the old fandom, because there's always people that are gonna say, oh, this show sucks, like it's ruining my childhood, nobody likes this. And first of all, that's a lie. That's a lie for sure. Like, your childhood is still there. Like, nothing can erase that unless like you have an accident and you forget everything. Like, your childhood is still there. Like I used to watch Ben 10, like the original show. I loved it. I tried to watch the reboot. It didn't work, but I still remember the Ben 10, the old one. And I think people like it now, the reboot version. So I'm okay with that. It's nice to see the franchise going forward and not something that's forgotten. So people that are like, reboot, just think like your show is evolving. It's being better. And yeah, about that, about the reboot, yeah, that's it. So the thing I was saying about season 1, the first season is probably the easiest and the hardest one to make on a show, because you're still trying to figure it out what you're going to do. Like, normally the first season is the one that you try a lot of different stuff, you put different characters together to see if they kind of match, if you ship them, if you don't, you kind of later forget that because people don't ship it and the creators think like, no, this doesn't make sense, so let's kind of wrap it up here. And yeah, I assume this is a Netflix show, so I assume the 13 first episodes were on a row, so they kind of have to see the feedback on the people to do the season 2 and see how it would go depending on the feedback. Obviously, they would not change everything. Like, you can totally see Catra and Adora, that's going to be a thing that's going to be developed. I don't think they would change that. I think they would like keep going in it unless they would have a lot of hate. I think like if they had a lot of hate, probably they would just be like best friends or still be hinting it for like the whole show. But yeah, and on the season 1 that's experimenting and all of that, I think the show does a great job because it kind of knows where it's going. It goes on a straight line that it makes sense. It doesn't have like a lot of filler stuff. And even with this experimental stuff, you kind of like, it doesn't bother you. Like, I shipped Bo with Mermista and Entrapta because Mermista blushed with him, and Entrapta, they kind of, I don't know, I kind of felt something, but it didn't bother me like a lot. It bothered me a little bit. If you see my reaction, you know that I was bothered like with the Perfuma storyline after, but it was just him wanna make friends and still going with Glimmer to the Princess Prom, ball, whatever. So yeah, kind of bothers, but it doesn't bother at all because, you know, they just hints. It just goes like little stuff that if the creators were like, no, this is not where we're going, it's okay. Like, you kind of know that. From my point of view, I don't know if they're going to be together, but for me, it's always going to be Bo and Glimmer. For me, they're always going to be the end game of each other. Maybe they won't, but that's what I feel from these episodes, and because they're the most that are together. So yeah, but I'm going to talk about ships later. I'm just saying that for season 1, that's about trying stuff and see what things fit and the other ones that don't. This show actually does a great job. Let's talk about characters. This show, I can say that at the same time, it does have a lot of them, and it doesn't have too many, but that's a good thing. You know, every character they have, I can tell you that it went from, even if it's just a tiny bit of development, and that's something really good. Like, at first, I didn't like Glimmer a lot. Like, you could see by my first reaction that I was like, oh, Glimmer, shut up. I don't know if I said this. I don't know, but yeah, I was not a lot into Glimmer. And for the time, she was changing and evolving and talking about her problems, and she kind of admitted what she thought, like, when they met Mermista and Seahawk, she's like, oh, you're just trying to show yourself off when you were trying to, like, win a war. And I was saying at the same time, and you just want to show to your mom that you can do the work. And she was, and she admitted that later, which I think it's so good on terms of development. Adora has a great development too, because she at first is like She-Ra, and she has to understand that everything that she believed before, it's a lie, and the people that she trusts are the bad guys, and then people do put a lot of pressure on her about being She-Ra, and she kind of has to understand that she's not She-Ra the warrior, she's Adora's She-Ra. Like, she's her own warrior, and yeah, she's not that big legend. She's just like Adora with power. Let's just say that. even characters that kind of look right a lot of time, like Bo is like the one that is more like, I know what's happening and slash funny and whatever, but I'm just talking about development. Like even he had like tiny bits of that. He had that episode when they met in Chapter when he's like, I don't need powers to be a warrior, neither any one of you need them. And I think that's such a good message for anyone. And yeah, every character had development on the show, even if it's like for better or for worse. Like Catra, I feel like Catra is always hating Adora more, but that's good because it means a change. It's not like filler stuff. And the people that watch my videos, and I don't appreciate a lot of filler stuff, and this show doesn't have any of that. So yeah, but about character development, that's it. Okay, my favorite characters of the show. That's a personal opinion. If your favorite characters are not this or were not this, it's okay. Tell me in the comments which one was your favorite characters, like when season 1 was over. So, I'm gonna give you like 4 or 5 maybe. Yeah, so, I love Bo. Bo is like the best energy of the group, of Super Friends Squad, of the Rebellion. When Bo is there, just like his facial expressions, like his voice, the voice actor does a really good job in showing like this pure energy that Bo is, and how like optimistic he is, and how does he feel stuff, like, you know, that he is, I'm not gonna say dramatic, but you see his eyes going when he's like, oh my god, like, that's so cool, cute. Like, there's a lot of it that I really enjoy about Bo, which is like his energy. I feel like it's such a good thing on the show, and he's like the male lead. You have obviously the 2 girls and him, they're like the trio, and I think they do a really good job on him, even though I would like him to have a little bit more of like sad anger moments, because for season 1, maybe he has later, but for season 1 he has development, is the one that I speak. He doesn't have like much more than that, and I think into Bo I would like to go further on him. Like, I want to see what you can do more. I love you already, but I want to see more. I want to see you like in trouble. I want to see him doing mistakes, because for now he hasn't done any mistake besides that prom thing, and it was not a mistake. The Glimmer is the one that understands things wrong, at least on my point of view. Maybe you think it did make a mistake, but that's it for Bo. So another character that I like a lot is Catra, and for this moment you'll be like, Catra, I totally hated her, but I was like, this show makes characters for you to love them and hate them, but then you kind of forget what they did and you just love them again. Like, Catra, from the first time I was like, you're gonna be the anti-hero. I remember saying that she was gonna be a anti-hero slash villain, that I didn't want her to be the villain, because I was like, no, you're like so cool. Yeah, but I do like her. I mean, I totally understand her point of view. I would not do the same, but everything she does, I kind of understand. And when she left Adora, like, hanging there, like, for dying, well, she didn't left her hanging, she just cut it, and she was like, wow! Yeah. That moment really hurt me. I was like, no, Catra, don't do it, but I do understand why she did it on some points. I'm not gonna say that I agreed 100% with her, like, at all, but yeah, I think she's a great character that can evolve a lot in the next season until the day she's not a villain anymore and actually becomes a hero and potentially, how do you say, Adora's wife. Yeah, that's it. More characters that I enjoy. I think on my top, besides them, I think I would have Entraptus. You know, guys, I fought with Entrapta since the moment of, like, her death. Like, I kind of felt so bad for it. I'm gonna show you guys now, I was tearing up. I didn't understand at the moment. I will talk about that later, but yeah, Entrapta, she has such a kind energy on her, and she's like so curious, and I think like that's so sweet. And at the same time she's crazy, and it's just a beautiful energy that I love on this show. Like, when she's there, you kind of feel that presence. It's not someone that you can ignore. And some like nice details that I thought about it and I can understand over the time is that if you look into her design, like her clothes, you can see that like black and white, like in more natural colors, which is like the Horde color. So that could be like a hint of the creators being like, she's going to their side at some point. So yeah, maybe I'm telling you guys this and you're like, that makes sense. Maybe you're just like, no, that's just based on her old design. I've seen her old design like once, so I don't know, but that's my point of view. Like I see her design now, and I think like that was a hint, or like it was meant to be that color because she would be with them at some point. I don't know if she's on the original show. I don't care about the original show in this review. Maybe I'll care later, who knows, but yeah, that's it. And my final character I just want to see more is like Scorpio. I loved Scorpio. Like another character, I'm just saying horde people besides Bo. But I don't know, I just love Scorpio. Since the moment that she appeared, and she has such like this good energy about like, oh, that's because we're best friends. I don't know, she's just so cute, and I felt so sorry when she was like, I don't fit in with the other princesses. Obviously, she looked like a scorpion, and the princesses were probably like scared of her, and that's literally so sad. And I was like, bitches, like she's so kind. I love Scorpio. I just want to see more of her, and I feel like a lot of the public that watch the show or still watches do like her as well. So yeah, these are probably my top. I do like the rest of them. I like Adora so much. I like Glimmer. I'm thinking about. I love Mermista. Like you guys know how excited I was to see the mermaid, and I'm not saying that I don't like her. I'm just saying like these are my favorite characters. Probably if we saw more of Mermista, I would like her. I really love when she's doing like her. That's so boring. Oh, okay, whatever. That's like her thing, the war, everything. I do like that. I want to see more of her. I want to see more of the characters in general. But yeah, these four characters: Bo, Catra, Entrapta, and Scorpio. They're like my four favorites. If I had to add one, I would be like on a tie between Adora and Mermista. I had a topic about how these characters are made to the point that you love them and you hate them, because that just makes them human, you know? Just makes them real, because on a show, you have to hate the character at some point for it to look real. Everybody does mistakes, everybody does the right thing at some point, and everybody does the wrong thing at some other. That's human, and I feel like this show is so great on doing that. Like, every episode, some of the characters that you love are gonna do shit, and some of the characters that you don't love will do something for you to love them, and I think that's so good on the show. Like, I can honestly look at this show, of the first season obviously, and I can tell you a character that I don't like. Well, Shadow Weaver, but that's the villain, and I feel like at some point maybe she will do something like a flashback when we will understand that she actually cares about Hedora, like seeing him taking care of her. I don't know, but at some point I believe that I'm gonna like some little things of her. I don't know. For now, that's the only character, but besides of that, well, the Emperor of the Horde or whatever, I don't like him. I don't mind him, because like he's obviously the villain, but yeah, the characters that we know, I do like them. Everyone that speaks like a lot, I do like them. And I feel like that's so good when you're doing a show, and mainly on season 1, because you have to make people like your show. Obviously, you have to make them like the show like for the rest of the season. But you're presenting a show to the public. So yeah, I feel like every person can relate to some of these characters at some point of the season, and that's really good. Okay, the episodes in general. The episodes in general felt a lot fluid. They go on a straight line. It doesn't have like it starts with a cliche, because that's like the origin of the show. Probably was the original storyline, that she was on the Horde and then she finds out about Sheeran, all of that things. That's probably the original show too, as it started, and that's more like a cliche thing, but it goes far from that. It doesn't stay with a cliche, and I feel like every episode feels fluid, and it doesn't feel like obvious. Like when you watch it, like when they start meeting the princesses, you'll be like, oh, they're gonna do this for the rest of the season till the last episode when they're all gonna be like together and fighting. No, they just met like free, and then they went to the princess prom. A lot of shit happens. They go save Glimmer and Bo. So there's a lot of stuff that happens that you don't expect. Like, you can't predict the show, and that's so good on my perspective, because as I said before, I don't like filler stuff, and this show doesn't have any of that, and I can't like tell you what's gonna happen like from the title. Obviously, I know and I try to predict stuff. Sometimes I get the things right, sometimes I get the things wrong, and that's good. So the best moments. I have a list here of best moments that I want to talk. First of all, I think the best moment was Adora's first transformation, because obviously we didn't know what was going to happen. And she was like, by the honor of Grayskull, and whoo! Yeah, that's the first, like, step of her becoming She-Ra, and I feel like that's so good, and it's probably the iconic scene. I don't know much about the fandom, because I've only reacted to season 1. And I don't like follow social media because I don't want to get spoilers, but yeah, that moment is probably the most iconic ones. So I have a lot of Adora and Catra here, so don't judge me. I do like ships. So another moment that I want to talk is Adora and Catra dance and the Princess Promo, Princess Ball, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that moment was so like, oof. I was like looking at that and I have chills. Like they're dancing, you can hear the flirt, and at the same time, you're figuring out that Bo, like, it's gone, it's missing, and that Catra did her plan, and Adora's just going to her trap. That's such a great moment that I think it's probably the most, like, rewatchable thing that is on this show, at least on this season. People probably watch this scene a lot. So after this moment, for me, we have, obviously, the one that goes follow this. It's when they're fighting on the ice on the end of the episode, and, like, they're fighting so much, and Catra just goes like to fall, and Adora just grabs her and pushes her, and they go like straight face to face, and then all the shit happens. But I don't know, when that happened, like she grabbed her and they like face to face, I was like, whoa, this is serious. Like that whole scene, so well done. Congrats for whoever like did that thing or had the idea. Congrats to them. The other moment that I want to talk about is like the one in episode, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's episode 11, yeah, I think it's episode 11, when Catra leaves Adora on like that tower or whatever they call it. Like when she says like, goodbye Adora, I'm really gonna miss you. I feel like that moment hurts so much, because you obviously feel like, yeah, she really is evil now, and you don't understand fully, but you kind of see why, because she always felt in second place and all of that storyline and whatever. But yeah, I feel like that moment was so powerful. The voice acting was like perfect. You can totally feel like in Adora like the despair, and Catra being like, I don't care. And then even after that, when she goes back to the Horde and they're talking, and Scorpio says, I told you that Catra would do it. She's the best friend in the world, and she just like kind of stops for a minute. You kind of felt that, so that moment was so good. I feel like that episode was good in every aspect. Probably one of the best, if not the best, of this season. Another one that I want to talk about, it's episode, well, I'm not gonna see like the name of it, but I think it's 9. I'm probably wrong, but whatever. I feel like this episode, the episode I'm talking about, is the one that Entrapta dies, you know? And I feel like not the moment that she dies, it's like, it didn't hurt me, because I was like, exploded, but she's fine. But the moment that they understand, like, she's gone, like, she's really gone, you kind of, like, you feel like, your heart, and yeah, I feel like that's so heartbroken, because obviously Entrapta, we didn't know much of her, but she was like this good energy girl, and it's like, it didn't have to happen, and you kind of feel like they did lost something, and they all, like, they're kind of crying, you know, that Mermista just, like, turns around, and I feel like the effect the effect that her dad had on them was really good. You know, that she didn't die, and then I was like, she can't die, she's on the intro, that's what I was saying, like. But yeah, I feel like that's one of the best moments of the show as well. So, another one, the last two I want to talk is about, like, Adora and Catra fighting on the last episode, because, oh, that scene, the animation is so good, and, like, the noise is like the, oh, that thing hurt me so much. I was like, no, stop! Yeah, I think it's just about the way they do it. It's like, your friends, stop fighting, and possibly lovers, but yeah, that thing really hurted me, and again, probably one of the best. And the last one that I want to talk about is when the princesses all come back, and obviously you have like that rainbow thing. You know that I'm not a big appreciator of the rainbow stuff, but yeah, it was really good to see them coming back. Like there's no hope there when from nothing the water just starts like little bubbles come and you were like, yeah, Mermist is back, and they all come back. That's so good. Totally gave me like Endgame vibes. I'm gonna be honest. If you guys probably know Marvel, like Marvel is huge, but yeah, Endgame totally gave me those vibes. Like I was watching it, I was like, somebody's gonna snap. With this said, I want to talk about the last thing I want to talk about is the end with possibilities and open doors. Basically, the cliffhanger. So this episode ends on a really good note because it doesn't like full ends the story and you like start season 2 with whatever new thing that would come. This show ends with, yeah, we won this specific like battle, but there's still more to go. Like we didn't storm the kingdom, it's not ours yet, and I feel like that's so good for somebody who's watching it. Obviously, people would have to wait months for season 2, unlike me that I'm watching everything, like now. But it's good because you kind of see the characters going on a like note. They're like, yay, we did it. But at the same time, you know that shit's gonna happen, but you don't know what's gonna happen next. And I feel like that's really good when you're about to end a season of the show. Obviously not the last one. The last one would be like finish everything, but yeah, on the first season, I feel like that was such a great choice of like, it's fine. There's still a lot more to talk about. They gave us answers, but they didn't give us like the whole story, and it was just great to see that, and makes you think about what's gonna happen. Like, still, what's Adora's origin story? Like, what happened to their parents and her parents and whatever. Like, there's a lot more to cover, and that's really good. So yeah, with everything said about this, like season 1, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of a 10, like reviewing this on the show. I don't know how much it is on IDW. I don't know, I have no idea, but I would give it a 9 out of a 10. Obviously it's first season, and as I said before, it's figuring it out itself, but it had like a straight point to go and to finish and to open doors for the next seasons, and I feel like that's really good. So, if you're just here and you watch my reactions, you know how much this show is. If you're somebody that's trying to think about like going to the show and you like spoilers, if not, I should probably put a spoiler warning. Maybe I'll do that later. If you're just trying to figure it out, it's a good show to watch. Obviously, I'm going to tell you that it is. I feel like my only problem with the show, it's the main friendship, and I spoke that on my reactions and reviews of this of the first season at all, because they try to force it a little bit on your face that they're best friends, but after some time, just like, okay, they are. Like on the middle of the season, you're like, yeah, I believe they are best friends. Basically, when they stop rubbing it in your face, you're gonna be like, yeah, I trust that they're best friends. You kind of see that because Glimmer doesn't have a lot of friends, and yeah. So that's probably the only thing that I'm like, was the way that they start like the friendship, but after that I'm just like, okay, your friendship is great, love it, let's go to the next story. Yeah, that's the only thing that I didn't like. But the rest, yeah, totally watch this show. The first season is great, awesome. You can, if you're like, trying to think like a show, like, it's there, you have the full thing to watch, because there's some people that wait until it's over to watch, or just like, I'm not sure, like, I don't know how the trailer is, if the trailer is good or not, I never watched it, but yeah, if you're just here, like, to know if this is a good show, totally watch it, like, for sure. I cried. And normally that's a thing that doesn't happen, like, crying on the first season. Yeah, I cried. Maybe I'm just a little mess inside, but yeah, this is a great show, so definitely go watch it. And yeah, this is my opinion on season 1 of She-Ra and the Princess of Power. I hope I told you stuff that you agreed on. If you don't, it's totally okay, just my opinion. Tell me in the comments what you think about like the subjects and all, and yeah, this is it. Hope you guys have liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like, comment your opinions. Yeah, give me a full opinion on season 1. If you like season 1, you're gonna love season 2, and I'm like, whoo, okay, yeah, let's go. So yeah, probably the time you see this video, I'm already done with season 2, whatever. But yeah, this is it. Subscribe if you didn't already, because as I said before, I'm gonna start season 2 now, and I'll do all of the seasons. Yeah, it's gonna be like a thing here until it's over. I feel like somebody's gonna interrupt me now, so this is HiWill, and I'll see you next time. Bye.